Like, you have to be patient, and let the algorithms work and, um, but honestly, in the first month, I had a couple of bookings and I'm like, I mean, I was super happy with less than 5 bookings. It's like, "This is great." And then it got to a point where, like, in the summer when I was, like, pregnant, I was like, "Holy crap." Like, this is flowing in. And now I'm, like, stressing because I'm like, "How am I gonna book all these people?" But when it started to hit, it was hitting, and I was like, "Oh, crap."
That's awesome. Do you remember any like specific numbers, like maybe during the summer? Because usually it's during summer that it kind of like slows down a little bit.
Yeah, I was not slow in the summer. Let me look at my numbers actually. So I started in March of 2024, right?
Yes.
Okay. So in that month, that was the first month I'd started. My sales were like 5 grand a month.
Okay. Wow.
And that's coming from like having no clients. And my prices were super low because we just needed to get people in the door. Um, I'm gonna do January of 2025, like last month, because this is almost like a year, right? My sales are almost 10,000.
That's crazy.
Crazy, right? And now I've added I have added fine line tattoos. So I do that too. So that's like, we've been running campaigns on that. And that's just me being like part-time. If I was full-time, and it'd be even better. So yeah, it was definitely challenging trying to like get clients to come to me. I mean, it was not consistent at all. I mean, there was weeks where I had like one person or two people, and then there was weeks where I was like booked. But I knew that going into it, I knew that starting a business and being new, like I was not gonna be booked. You're gonna have days where like, did I make the right move? That was me in the very beginning. I'm like, did I do the right thing? Like, did I do the right thing? I just jumped into this. I don't have any clients and I'm not really making money. Like, what am I doing? But, things always work out somehow. And I'm a really big believer in that. In life and in business and in like relationship, family, yeah, things work out. Anytime I had questions, and I was just like, concerned about something, or like, I felt like my ads, like I wanted to change my ads, or like whatever it was, she would respond so fast. And that's one thing I liked, is because, I mean, you guys are just like super quick to like respond and fix the issue. She's also coming up with ideas. If, for example, I was like, super backed up. This was before the AI bot. If I was like super backed up and like responding to people, I'm like, "Hey, do you like mind helping me respond?" She's like, "Yeah, sure. I've got some time today." And she'll like respond to them. So that was great. But yeah, I love that. And then the videos of like the masterclass videos, those are amazing. Because
Like,
yeah, they literally teach you things that like I didn't even know. Like, I watched the stretch mark and scar revision or whatever. That was amazing. I'm like, I want to get into this, I feel like I can already do it by just watching the video, but obviously I'm not going to. But yeah, I was like, this is like really in depth. So I love that. So at first I was talking to all of them on my own, which it took me a little while to get to them, to get back to them, because I was like so busy and I felt like really repetitive. Like, I had the templates. I was like copy and pasting, copy and pasting.
yeah.
And then, Yes, which was my coach, had came to me and said, "Hey, we have this AI bot that can literally respond for you. And then you can jump in when you feel like you want to jump in, but it can go all the way through to set up your consult." And I was like, amazing. Yeah, put me on, because I cannot respond to all these people. I mean, I was getting like, maybe 10 inquiries a day, and like having a full day session, I can't respond to these people like in a timely manner. So yeah, I've been using the AI bot, and it just It's already getting people to send them pictures if they have old work, and then it's booking a consultation. All I have to do is just get on my Google Calendar and get the number and call them. So that's been really helpful. I really just kind of ask them, I tell them, hey, I'm going to go over everything, but I just want to know your questions. Do you have any questions to begin with? Like, what are your concerns, your questions? And then I'll cover that with everything else. And then we just kind of talk, and then I get into it and just tell them, first I start with like the whole process of like what I do. And then I kind of, am compassionate a little bit about, listen, I know it's scary because it's on your face. And that's why you have to do the right research, figure out what, these artists are using, different inks, different styles, different techniques. But this is the way that I do things, and so I just make them feel comfortable, because that's the most important thing, I think, is like having them feel comfort and kind of trust you first before they actually make an appointment. And responding to the clients like pretty quick is like, I would say, one of the most important things, because if you take days to respond to someone, it's like, yeah. And I've had so many people tell me, like, anytime I've like called them or responded, thank you so much for your quick response, which makes me believe that other artists are not responding, or they're not hearing anything from someone, that they reached out to. And I had already knew that I needed to hire a marketing company, because when doing the research originally, before I jumped into it, I was like already doing the research, and I was like, I had already saw Highstoke, but I saw other companies too, and I did like a few interviews, and then I think Highstoke followed me. I think it was Danny that followed me, or Danny's account or whatever. And then I ended up seeing that, that they host PMU World. So I was like, oh, this is like actually like a big company. All the other little companies I was looking at were not like quite as big. And after doing interviews with them, I just wasn't like 100%. Like, I just had this feeling like, let me just keep on, but that's how I came across. And then I started doing reviews and reading comments, and I was like, this seems pretty good. And it wasn't until I did the interview with like the Highstoke, I was like, this one seems more, I mean, they host PMU World. Like, it would be crazy not to, but no, I'm super satisfied. I have more time. I mean, I spend so much time with my daughter and see my husband a lot more. I'm able to take days off. So like the days that he's off, I make sure to take like a day off, like the same day off, so that we can spend time together too.